This is
Coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role models every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
Yep.
No whoop whoop. I thought
Whoop whoop.
I saw you getting ready to go, and I thought, oh my gosh, are we going to get the old style, old school whoop whoop? What's up, Naki?
What's up, Carl?
It's Halloween.
Halloween scary.
Did you guys do Halloween at your store? At your house? Do you guys get all the candy? Go to the store and get all the candies and everything, or is it turn the lights off and hope people don't knock on the door?
We do candy.
You do candy?
Yeah, we do candy. We have to go get some though.
Ah.
We're doing candy now that you call me out. Now that you call me out, we're going to do candy.
Well, you're on a busy street.
Yeah.
Let's see. Season 5, episode 53 on Halloween of 2021.
Mhm.
Today, the spice must flow. Naki and I went to the big screen IMAX theater yesterday in Fairfield to watch Dune. We're going to review that, Naki,
Keo.
as some choice words for that movie.
Keo.
Let's see. We got round 18 of Snacky with Naki we're going to talk about. And I've got test results from the doctor's appointment that I've been told they're wanting to hear what was the results of the PET scan. And we got some community announcements. We have a big event coming up on the 20th of November.
Yes.
And that's our show today. Naki, what's good?
Good morning. Good morning. My Maury is on, checking in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning
morning, Maury.
in. Good morning, Maury. So this week, what do we do?
I got Sunga time. I know
You
that.
got Sunga time. My dog Sunga. Carl came over yesterday and he hadn't seen Sunga for a minute. So
It's been a long time.
as soon as Sunga, Carl knocked on the door, Sunga was going crazy for Carl. And we're like, oh, Uncle's here. Uncle's here.
She was howling. She hadn't
She
done
was
that in a minute.
She was howling. She was howling. So yeah, that was yesterday we went to go watch Dune, and it's what is it? I don't know what kind of movie is it? A space kind of
It's science fiction.
science fiction?
It's in, I don't know, 10,000 years in the future.
Yeah. It's so we went to go watch Dune IMAX and to get out of the house.
Oh, horror of all horrors. You couldn't go any worse than this. We go in, we get Naki scans her phone with a guy in there. You don't even have to buy tickets now.
Yeah.
You just buy them online.
Yeah.
So we get in, we buy the popcorn because there is no movie without popcorn.
Yeah.
It's
I have a little popcorn with my butter.
It's like a baseball game. I can't go to a baseball game without having peanuts. Naki can't go to the theater without having popcorn. So we get the popcorn. It's one of those places where they don't butter your popcorn so that you can do your own butter and you can decide how much you want. You don't have to go a little more, not.
Mm-hmm.
So we turn around, we go to the place where you get your own butter. And then it was like, it's almost Halloween. And I could hear the scariness of Naki thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to, there was very little butter coming out of the butter machine, and Naki was not having it. Walk us through what you were thinking of when you got up there and you saw how slow the butter was coming out. You were freaking out.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hell no. I love a little popcorn with my butter. So the machine, you put your own butter on and I'm pushing the button. And usually it drips out really fast. It was going so slow. So I was like moving the box around, making sure every piece of popcorn
It was
got
coming out
touched by the butter.
really slow. And at one point I was like, okay, there's people waiting. And Naki's like, I don't care.
Yeah, Carl was like, are you going to hurry up? Because there's people behind us. I was like, I don't give a shit. I need my butter. So I waited and buttered my popcorn, and it took a minute, but the butter was going slow. And so
it wasn't out. It was just slow.
It was slow.
We got our gallon of butter to go with the popcorn.
To go with the popcorn. So yeah. So is it good morning, Brother George? Sister Rebecca is tuning in. Good morning. Sister
Good
Melody in
morning.
San Jose is checking in. San Jose is actually in the house.
Melody Bling.
George and Rebecca are in
That's
San Jose
right.
too. Yeah. So we watched Dune, which I don't know nothing about Dune. All I know is that it's a science fiction movie.
So before we get into the, I don't know, Siskel and Ebert part of the show,
Mhm.
do you like going to a movie where you don't know anything about it? Like, is that part of the good thing when you don't know the storyline and you're just going in there to be entertained? You like that?
I'm going in to be entertained and all the movie, but I at least see previews. Like I think I seen one preview, and Zendaya is the girl's name. I like her,
Yeah.
and so I seen a preview of
She
her.
looks PI, by the way.
Yeah,
She's not, but she looks PI.
So I like Zendaya, and so when I seen her on the preview, like the one preview that I seen, I was like, okay, we could go watch it. But I didn't see any good reviews on it, so I was a little already on the this movie is going to disappoint kind of thing. But I said, I'll go judge for myself. And so we went to go watch it. It was good. It's 3 hours. The movie was 3 hours. So unnecessary.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
And then I think I dozed off in the middle of the movie. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I dozed off for like a minute or two. And then, anyway, so we get in there and we get our seats and we sit down. And we bought the tickets earlier. Like I checked them. Carl's like, did you get our seats? Did you get our seats? Did you get our seats? And I'm like, dude, nobody's going to be in there. And he's like, get our seats. Make sure we get our seats. And I was like, oh God, like literally 10 minutes before we went in, I went online on Fandango.
Thank goodness too. We almost didn't get a seat.
And got our seats. And when I looked at the chart of seats that were available, the whole freaking theater was available. So I was like, oh God, let me get these seats. So I get 2 seats, and then literally 10 minutes before the show starts, I get our tickets. We get in there, we sit down with our popcorn, and we're like talking and just talking about the stuff on the screen. They have trivia and games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we smuggled in. It was like we were kids.
Yeah,
we smuggled in candy.
We went to Target and got our own snacks. But this man is walking in the front because we're like right behind the handicap. Right behind.
We're in the first row of the upper section.
This man is walking by, and I go, "Oh, this guy by himself." I don't know because I don't go to the movies by myself. So when I see somebody by themselves, I always goes, "Man, they're pretty cool." You go to the movies. So anyway, he's walking by us, and he walks by, and then he comes into our row, and I go, oh, he's just going to sit at the end. He must have purchased tickets because then he's looking at the number of the seats, and we're like 9 and 10, and he was like 7. And when he sat next to me, there was a seat between us that was empty. I was like, oh, hell no. The whole theater, and you're going to sit like a seat away from me. So then I was like, if this guy snores, I'm talking to Carl, if this guy snores, I'm going to wake his ass up. And so I was like, we have a whole
I thought he
theater.
might fall asleep too.
I was like, we have a whole theater. Go sit somewhere else. And then another lady comes in and she's by herself. I'm like, dang, there's a lot of people here. Because there was another guy in front of us in the handicap section who wasn't handicapped, sat by himself. So the lady comes in and she sits like not too far from Carl. And I'm like, what the heck? When I bought these tickets 10 minutes ago, there was nobody there. And she was looking for numbers too. I'm like, you've seen there was people in 9 and 10, go sit somewhere else. So anyway.
You would think they would pick a different seat.
You would think. Yeah. But they were probably trying to get a good view. So
we were right in the middle.
Whatever. I mean, I get if the theater was packed.
It's Dune. It was packed. It was not a seat open. And at the end of the movie, it was full, I think. I'm not sure. The lights were low, so I couldn't tell.
There was 6 of us in the theater.
There was a bunch of people there.
I was like, whatever. But anyway, the movie, it started off slow and then it picked up because of action and shooting and flying and whatever. And Jason Momoa is in that movie, and he actually lasted longer than I thought he was going to last.
There's people that might not have seen the movie.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason, you ain't going to see the movie. Jason Momoa is in the movie. And so he's in the movie, and Zendaya, and I mean, the acting was good. Like I like Oscar Isaac. He's the father in the movie. He's a good actor. But other than that, there was like, it was interesting. I mean, I could have.
Mackie didn't like the ending.
I could have waited for it to get on Netflix. It was. I hate it at the end. I'm not even going to tell you about the end, but at the end, I was like, oh, hell no.
She said that out loud.
I said it out loud too. But people stayed to watch the credits and stuff. So then I told Carl, oh, hell no. How come you didn't tell me? He goes, oh, you didn't read the books? I go, there's books? No, I didn't read the damn book. So yeah. So apparently you should read the books before you go.
No. So you've only got to wait. The next one comes out October 2023. So it's not that far away.
That's next year.
No.
23? That's 2 years. Hell
2 years
no.
away. You can see what happens, or you could read the book. But
no,
I had read, actually there's 5 books. And so I knew,
there you go.
I didn't know whether they were, how far they were going to get in the movie, because I hadn't read anything about the movie. So the movie starts, and I saw that it was 3 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 48 minutes long.
It was 3 hours.
And so I'm trying to time the storyline to the movie, and about halfway through, I'm thinking, you're not going to get, this must be multiple parts, or they're going to have to really speed things up.
Right.
And skip some parts of the storyline. And the more they kept developing the storyline, the more I was just thinking about Naki, going, I don't think Naki's going to like the end of this.
The movie was so long, I stopped to check my phone to see what time it was. And we were like 2 hours, 2.5 hours into the movie. And I still hadn't seen who I wanted to see. And I was like,
Zendaya?
Yeah, Zendaya. Like, she was in spurts and stuff like that. And then 2.5 hours later, she's still not in the movie. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Zendaya had a total of 7 minutes of screen time.
I was like, oh, hell no with this movie. So if you've watched or read the books, good for you. I did not. Good morning, Adele's checking in on Facebook.
Good morning, Adele.
Arlena Manuleleua is checking in. Yeah,
Good morning,
if you
Lena.
read the books, then you know what you're going to get into. I didn't read the books. I probably wouldn't read it if I had a chance, because I don't know. I wasn't, maybe because I wasn't into it. I'm not into that kind of stuff where there's more storytelling than, actually, no, I don't know.
Well, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So,
Well, I like Star Wars.
As I go through the movie, and even when, reading the books, I had seen Star Wars before I read the book. I think the book actually existed before Star Wars, but I didn't read it until after I had seen Star Wars. So I don't know, chicken versus egg, but yeah, Paul Atreides in the movie, right? Kind of reminds you of a Luke Skywalker, right? Like, he's born.
Yeah.
He's got this big quest in front of him. He's got history of his family that he doesn't know.
You like those kind of movies.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? There's definitely a thing to be drawn through that. And then
I get it.
Ben Gesserit, the heritage that his mom has, it's a lot like the Jedi, because that's her lineage. Is this mystery group of women that run things from behind the scenes. Both shows have evil emperors running things, from the background.
Yeah.
The Freeman, the group they end up with at the end, kind of remind you of the rebels in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
They're hidden, fighting the the evil empire. And then you have the Baron Harkonnen, that big fat dude.
Yeah.
That he reminds me of Jabba the Hutt.
That's true.
He's this evil dude that's running stuff. He could fly though.
So it is like
a little bit different.
It is like Star Wars.
Well, I'm always going to compare every science fiction story
to Star Wars.
I'm going to be looking at it like trying to find storylines that are kind of the same. Where Luke Skywalker grew up, Tatooine, it had 2 moons, if you remember that. And then in where are they at? They're in Arrakis, or whatever the name of the world is. It's got 2 stars, so there's some similarities there.
Yeah, so if you like that stuff, go ahead, go. To me, it was.
We'll see the next one in 2023.
No, I will not, unless Nick forces me to go, because she doesn't want to go. I will go, but I personally will not go see Dune in 2023.
We'll be in seats 9 and 10.
Probably, because Nick won't want to go. So I probably will. Good morning. Sister Epi is on. We'll be talking about the Samoan Solutions 5K turkey trot for charity soon. But yes, good morning. So we watched that, which was
amazing.
It was Keo. So that was my rating for that. But if you're into that kind of stuff, then go. It made $15.5 million this weekend. I think the budget or what it cost to make the movie was like $165 million. So far, they've made $241.1 million on that film. So look,
Number one movie
what do I know
in the world this
Right.
weekend.
There you go. What do I know?
But
So
there's
there
a
you
big
go.
following. There's a big following from Frank Herbert, the author.
Yeah.
The original movie Dune was a huge flop.
I can see that because there was a lot of one people in there.
Yeah.
Like not that I'm judging them or anything, but they have to be really big fans if there's a lot of one people going to go watch Dune. So
there was the fans of the book were completely let down by the original. The original movie was a complete flop. Like, so there was people that were like, seeing this coming in and, seeing it on message boards, people are like, please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up, because the original movie was so bad.
Yeah. So in your opinion, was it a good movie because you've read the books and seen the original?
I liked it. I didn't love it. I think that's the problem with, reading the book first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really love a book, a movie's got to be absolutely fantastic to live up to it. Because when you read a book, you make it up in your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you love a book, you've already made up, like, this character looks like this, they talk like this, they, Duncan, for example. If you've got a vision of what Duncan, the character that Jason Momoa plays, is like, you might not like
Jason Momoa.
You might not like the movie, right? So, plus there's the whole thing with the first movie being such a flop.
Yeah.
The fans of the book have been waiting for a good version of the movie to come out. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was, it was really loud, and I'm damn near deaf.
I know it was loud.
I have a hard time hearing. I was hurting my ears in there.
Yeah.
Like, that was when I knew, it was that moment that I knew I was really old, because I was like, damn, turn the volume down.
So far, the best movie that I've seen this year is Shang-Chi, Legends of the Ten Rings. That so far is the best movie I've seen this year. So if you haven't seen that,
I would go with that.
We want to go see. I would highly recommend that you go watch that movie.
And that was one of those situations where I knew nothing about nothing. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, if I know the whole story, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But when I don't know anything, sometimes I'm excited too, because, hey, it's all new. Every piece, every little plot twist, everything brand new. That movie, I walked in with no expectations, walked out, and it is by far the best movie I've seen this year.
The best movie I've ever seen is that Legends of the Ten Rings. Good morning, brother Mark is on. Good morning, brother. Happy Sunday. So I was like a movie buff this week. We're not a movie buff, but I watched some TV. Like, I also watched Colin in black and white. It's a Netflix show.
I haven't seen that.
It's a Netflix show that he narrates, and I forget who the producer was. Who was it, Minna? What? Ava DuVernay. DuVernay or Renee, whatever. I don't know how to say it, but it was really good. I am not the biggest Colin Kaepernick fan because, he had five yards to go and he jacked it up.
That's a football fan. Forget the race thing. Forget all that. First and goal, couldn't get it done.
Yeah. First and goal. That's the only reason why I'm not a Colin Kaepernick fan, is because he had 5 yards. That's all we asked. 5 yards. Anyway, good morning, Mom. Mom is on. You should be
good morning, Auntie.
In church, but never mind that. So the movie is by executive producers was Ava DuVernay. Colin Kaepernick is one of the producers. So he narrates this. If you don't know who Colin Kaepernick is, he's a former NFL football player who was a quarterback for the 49ers, and he protested and took a knee. And since then, his career has gone to crap, which is unfair, which I totally think was unfair. But anyway, he narrates his high school years and experiences that led him to become an activist. And so I was kind of, what is he doing? But it actually is a good series. It's like a 5-part series, and it finishes. I like shows that have an ending. I'm just saying. But
You don't get to find out what happens in
in
2023.
2023, there you go. But it's actually a really good series. If whether you like Colin Kaepernick or not, it's a good series, and it made me understand his road to becoming an activist because of the way that he grew up. Which is really every person of color has their story of why they are the way that they are. But his is really good, and he narrates the whole series, and so it's really good. I would recommend it if you're home in the rain and got nothing else to watch. I would watch that.
Not bad.
Yeah. So,
I'm always looking for series like that. So
yeah, you might not like it because you're critical. Like you're really critical with movies. Me, I'm just like, take it as it comes.
we'll start with he's a Niner fan. So if I'm
yeah,
watching it,
there you
I must be have an open mind because
Yeah.
of
Yes.
his Niner background. It can't be
Yeah.
perfect.
I mean, he's 5. That's all he asked was 5 yards. And from then on, good morning, Sister Patsy Tito is on this morning.
Patsy
yes.
Cheeto. There you
Yes.
go.
Carl has your
SCDC.
sweatshirt on. So good morning, Sister Lisa Tatolo Joaquim. Good morning, Sister. Blessed Saturday. Sunday. Blessed Sunday. Good morning. If you're going to church, please pray for us because,
So we need it.
Carl
we
needs
need
it.
it.
So yeah, that was what else? Snacky with Nacky is back apparently.
Oh, speaking of SCDC,
Yes.
real quick. Yesterday, was it yesterday or Friday? I think it was Friday. They had a parade with the kids going through the neighborhood.
Oh,
and
nice.
Auntie John went live on her phone.
Go check it out.
It was a
Super
great
cute.
walk through Sunnydale.
Aw.
They had horses and
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was
Like,
a
it was
really cool
legit, huh?
Halloween parade. Yeah, it was a legit event. It was great to see.
Oh, they're
all the
PIYA kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Just one more great thing that SCDC does for the community.
Exactly. And so, so Snacky with Nacky is back. We had round 17, which we did a week or two ago. So we collected $766. And what we do is ask people to donate 50 cents if you want. It's not a bill or anything. So 50 cents and whatever we collect at the end of the round, wherever I go eat or snack or order in food, we tip the delivery person or the waitress, waiter, etc., whatever we collect. And so last time we collected 766, and I was going to take a break, and just hold off until like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Christmas would be a good time, but people are sending me money now.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem.
Got to add it up.
People want to give, and so this is the season of giving, really.
Mhm.
And so we started collecting, and I think we have like $197 so far. That's a lot of 50 cents.
That's a big tip right there.
That's a big tip too. So Lisa's all, I love Snacky with Nacky. Gotta catch up. Oh, thank you, Lisa. So yeah, thank you to everyone who donated their 50 cents and then some, and who continue to donate. We appreciate you. A lot of people on social media have been giving. So I appreciate it. And I love going to tip essential servers because I love to eat Snacky with Nacky. So there you go. Nacky is snacking all the time, which I have to cut my snacking down because my daughter is getting married November. So I got to lose some weight. So there you go. But I can't help it.
Crash diet time.
Yeah. And I'm not really, I just eat everything. So there you go. How was your week?
Speaking of, dieting and stuff, yesterday was not the business.
Not the business. not yesterday.
It was bad breakfast followed by unhealthy snack and unhealthy lunch.
Yes.
Excuse me. I've actually, so I have been doing kachava.
What is
Have you seen kachava?
I've never
Kachava
heard of
is it's a
Let me Google it.
protein kind of blender mix. And it has a whole bunch of different, nutrients and good stuff for you, but it tastes good. And I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks, and I can say that it's a pound in the last 2 weeks. It ain't a lot, but it's also it's not something I look at like it's a pain to eat. You know what I mean? Like it's something I actually look forward to. So combining that with increasing my walking this week,
Awesome.
I've already got that piece of the day kind of squared away in terms of I can eat one of those a day to have that take a place of my meal and like the way that it tastes.
Oh, nice.
So unpaid little pop there for
Yeah, there you
Kachava.
go.
It
Come on,
tastes good. That's
Kachava.
my main point.
Come
It
on,
tastes good.
Kachava.
Let's see. So I had gotten a PET scan the week before last, and I had gotten it on, I don't remember, Friday.
And what is a PET scan?
A PET scan that's a good question. So
Yeah,
a PET scan
for
is
people who
something
don't know.
you would get if you are dealing with, if you're looking for cancer. So you fast, and then they put this radiation, something in your body that basically goes where sugar's being being absorbed. It shows up on screen. So if it's being absorbed in a specific place at a really high rate, it indicates if you have cancer, it indicates there's cancer in that area. So I had the PET scan done a couple weeks ago, and then I didn't have the appointment to have the results read until Friday. And so Friday, I went to the doctor's office, Dr. Kyleth. He's an amazing oncologist
I
in
love him.
Carmichael, California. And we sat down, and going in, Nicole had asked, hey, are you feeling any kind of way about this? You think it's going to be good? You think it's going to be bad? And I've said this before, that I don't live my life by the test results. I go by how I feel. And, if it would have been bad, if it's good, it matters, because then there's different treatment that I'm going to end up doing, but I feel healthy. I'm active. My mind's still, for the most part, functioning. So we sit down, and Dr. Kyla sits down. He goes, "So how you doing? How you feel?" I go, "I feel amazing." And he started laughing. He goes, "You feel amazing?" I don't hear that answer in this room
Often.
very often. People don't say they feel amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I do, and I'm looking forward to whatever the results are, and then I'm going to leave here and the same thing. Like, I'm going to live the rest of the day and the rest of my life feeling amazing. And he kept laughing, going, "Well, that's a lot of the reason why things are the way they are." And the PET scan results shows no active cancer in my body.
Yay.
So it's
that's awesome.
It's good to hear confirmation. If there were, it doesn't mean that cancer's gone. It just means that the spots that it was in, my rib, my hip, and my
Your
spine,
bones, yeah.
there's healed areas, there's lesions there from where it was there and is there no longer.
Yay.
So
that's awesome.
I continue with treatment, and life doesn't really, it wasn't going to change.
That's a great way to end Cancer Awareness Month, is your PET scan, which is great news. I know that your last PET scan, there was no cancer detected. So you're continuing to have
2 in a row.
Right set up. I think it has a lot to do with your attitude. Plus the treatment that you're doing, but I think that the positive energy that you give yourself and that it actually flows through your body. I think that and you keep up with your meds and you're staying healthy, that helps.
It's a holistic approach. And that's been my approach from the very beginning. Was it's not going to be like the treatment. The treatment is to treat the disease. And so it's going to do that. But the disease, it lives in my body. Then I've got to do things physically. I've got to do things spiritually.
Eat right.
On
exercise,
the other end of that. Right. Yeah. So doing every piece of it, and, a lot of it has to do, and I think people do get more spiritual when they have cancer, but a lot of it has to do with your spirituality. Yeah. Like God's got a plan, and I'm part of it. And I'm okay with whatever part of that plan it is. I'm okay with it. So it was good to get the results, but it wasn't going to really change my day to day.
Yeah.
Either way.
I know you said that to me. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you." And you're like, "Oh yeah, it's good, but it's not going to change the way that I live." I was like, "Damn it, you're so good. You're such a good person." But you have the right, I think you have the right mindset. A lot of, and I'm not saying that it's a right, there's a right way or a wrong way to accept the diagnosis that you get, whatever, like cancer or whatever disease that someone is fighting. I think that you have the right mindset.
Well, it's the right mindset for me.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your mindset is, if you got, you're dealing with disease, you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with any of those debilitating things, you got to find the right thing for you.
Yes.
And I found the right thing for me. It may not be the right thing. The way that I deal with it may not be the right way for
somebody else,
other people to deal with their things. But you got to find the right path for yourself.
Right. That's awesome. I still think it's the best news ever, just because, we got shit to do. I need you around. I need you to help me with shit. So
we got a long ways to go.
We got a long road. What is that? We have a long road to
miles to go before we rest.
There you go. We have miles and miles to go before we rest. So that's awesome news. Yay.
Yeah, it was good. It's good for, it's good for my family and my loved ones.
Yeah.
Because I think it puts their minds at ease too.
Ooh, Lisa, she's hearting my earrings. I actually got these in Samoa. So thank you.
Have you get those for, or did you pick them up at the market?
I picked them up at the market.
In Samoa.
Apia. Is it the Apia market that we went to? Yeah. I got these at the Apia market a couple of years ago. But yeah, that is awesome news. I love it. And I love your attitude towards life. I always have, when I have bad days, Carl and Mo is who I bitch to. And I'm like, fuck this place. And and he's like, you should be grateful. It's another day. You get to fight all the problems. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. As bad as your day gets, there's people that died yesterday.
Yeah.
That don't have they can't have today. A bad day.
Right.
They're somewhere else. They may be in a better place.
Yes.
But they can't have a bad day.
They're not here. Right.
They can't have minutes to be sad, angry, resentful, whatever. So there's days that, I go for, I'm going for a 2-mile walk, and there's times that I have to sit down and take a rest because I'm out, I'm out of energy on that 2-mile walk. And for a while it was like, my mind, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're not even walking fast. What in
I know you get so mad at
hell's wrong with you that you can't walk 2 miles without resting? And then in my mind, then I think about, there's people that, I'm going to sound like my mom now, that don't have feet, that don't have legs. They'd be with, if they could go for a walk, they would be, so grateful to go for a walk. And here I am complaining about, I can't walk a certain speed, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. So getting some perspective helps, but all problems they're all real to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's billionaires that are just as much under stress to themselves as, other people. And I don't diminish anybody's issues or problems. They're real to them, then they're real. And stress can kill you.
Yes, it can. So there you go. I blow every day. Every day I blow. Freaking stuff. And Carl goes, well, he puts me in perspective. And then Mo too always goes, everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, he's been saying that to me for 36 years. And so all the time, I just need to hear that. And then you putting me in check. And then I go, all right, these two said it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So,
I got, so my in-laws got a dog.
Yeah.
His name's Scout.
Oh, it's a new dog.
He's a chocolate lab.
Ooh.
And he's full of energy. And they're like, if you could come over and burn some of his energy off. And I'm like, on my way over now. So twice this week, and it would have been 3 times, but I ran into a few things in one of my afternoons. I've been going over there and taking him for a walk. Oh my gosh. One of the best parts of my week.
You sent me pictures of you and him on your walk. It's so cute. That's we have Sunga, who is a husky, and then my daughter is like my little grandbaby, kind of grandpup. Is our grandpup?
It's your grandchild with training wheels.
It's our grandpup, Georgia. So that's Lion Evie's new puppy, and she's been coming over, and Sunga's super protective or curious, and is probably trying to dominate or show Georgia that, hey, this is my house. When she does that, outside you go. Outside you go, because Georgia is just a tiny little pup, and so she just is curious about having a new pup. But we're a dog family big time now, and 3 years ago you would have been, Like, remember, I
3
was
years ago, we'd go down the freeway. I remember going down the freeway and there's this dog in the back of the truck. And I'm like, oh, look at that. And it was a husky. I'm like,
Yeah.
look at that dog. It's beautiful. And you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what? Where? I'm all the dog right there. And you looked over and you were completely like, like,
yeah,
whatever.
Okay. That's nice.
Fast forward to, it was about a year ago,
Mm.
we were driving down
Oh,
the
that-
freeway and there was a puppy in the back of a truck. And you're like, why isn't that why don't they have a leash on that dog? That
Right.
dog could jump out. Oh my gosh. Like you were all stressed out about a dog in the back of the
Yeah.
truck. And I was like, oh, things have changed. That's a
Things
dog.
have
That's a dog lover
changed.
now.
Yes, I'm like big time dog mommy. So my Sunga and Georgia are our big
Aw.
babies. That's our babies now. So we're definitely dog family. So there you go. That's our dog. So I think we're ready to go to break. How was work? I'm sorry.
Nope.
I cut you off.
No,
and you weren't even done
that's
with your
that's the
chickens.
important stuff of I talked about my dogs,
Mm.
my cancer test results, whatever. And you and I checked in on Dune. That was a good day yesterday to not talk about Pacifica by design or business or MOUs and all those kind of things, and just hang out and do what we used to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Go
yeah.
on a Saturday and figure out something to do. So
That was awesome.
it's a good week.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to listen to a song by Blue Boy. It's called Grateful, because that's how we go. That's what we
That's how
do.
we roll.
That's how we roll. So we'll be right back. You're listening to the Faika broadcast. Blue Boy, the song is Grateful.
Been really different since you left town. Your smile is all I'm missing and my head's down. Still gotta get up every day, go out and get on my grind. I'm reminiscing about us kissing in my mind on rewind. Let's throw it back to the first day. You told me to come in early, then you came late. And now I'm walking around the park just trying to see where you at. Talking to Kylie on the phone and acting blind as a bat. By now could tell that you was real shy. And your beauty was something else, I kinda feels fly. Had them butterflies going crazy when you came by. And I'm loving every minute, this is a real vibe. I don't think you understand how over it that I am. But I just got to soldier on, even though you're gone for my fam. But I can say that I'm still grateful, and I stay faithful. I promise one day I'm gonna meet you at the gas. Been missing you since April, and it ain't the same stew. I'm just grateful that God showed me that this my fate. And for sending me an angel. Oh, for sending me an angel. He taught me everything about being faithful. I thank God every day for you because I'm grateful. And I'm gonna make it home, and I'ma be there in a little while. Can't wait for the day I see you smile. Said I'ma make it home, and I'ma be there in a little while. Can't wait for the day I see you smile. Proud of me, cause I'm too gone. I know you surrounding me, don't ever feel alone. I swear I'ma reach the top before the day that I come home. And I'm never gonna stop until I'm with you at the throne. I've been doing this on my own, really miss calling your phone. It's been just over a year, she see just how much I've grown. I cry way too many tears, and wasted nights in the cold. But now it's time for me to shine and go and get what's mine. Cause I don't think you understand how over it that I am. But I just got to soldier on, even though you're gone for my fam. But I can say that I'm still grateful, and I stay faithful. I promise one day I'm gonna meet you at the gas. Been missing you since April, and it ain't the same stew. I'm just grateful that God showed me that this my fate. And for sending me an angel. Oh, for sending me an angel. He taught me everything about being faithful. I thank God every day for you because I'm grateful. And I'm gonna make it home, and I'ma be there in a little while. Can't wait for the day I see you smile. Said I'ma make it home, and I'ma be there in a little while. Can't wait for the day I see you smile.
As we get back to school, it's important that we mask up and vax up. We want to play with our friends. For more information, go to PacificIslanderHealth.org. Give it a shot.
Oh, cute. So cute. You're listening to the Faika broadcast. I am Naki. With me in the studio is Carl, as always.
Good morning. Good
and
morning.
Our producer, our Menners. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. That song was Blue Boy called Grateful. So we're grateful. And then that ad. You want to tell us about that?
Always good to hear. There's nothing about child's voices. Like you listen. You know what I mean? You hear a child's voice,
Cute
and
kids.
it's almost like on the other end of the spectrum, the elders, right? You hear an kid's voice. What exactly are they saying?
I know,
and that's a great perspective of COVID-19 from a young person's perspective.
Yes. Essence of Mana is offering free classes via Zoom. They're reaching out to our PI community, and it doesn't matter where you live. They just you just have to be willing to commit to 12 weeks. It's a 12-week course. So for more information or to register, you can hit up Lulu Masina at lmasina@healthbright360.org, or you can text or call her at 415-243-6328. Essence of Mana also has Talanoa Tuesday every week at 7 p.m. hosted by Nani Wilson and Lulu Masina. Check out all their episodes on the Essence of Mana Facebook page.
Hey, I wanted to real quick. Yesterday was UFC 267, I think, and it was in Dubai or the United Arab Emirates or somewhere over in the Middle East, and it wasn't on pay-per-view. I don't think. I mean, it just wasn't really a highly televised event. But there was a fighter named Glover Teshara that had applied to be on the Ultimate Fighter show early in his career, and he had visa issues because he's from Brazil. So because of his visa issues, he couldn't fight in the U.S. And so for his first 19 fights, he was fighting in Rio de Janeiro and in Brazil. He lost his first fight. He was 2-2 at one point. So 4 fights in to his professional career, he can't get into the U.S. He can't get in the UFC. He's lost half of his fights. He stuck around. He ended up fighting probably the greatest light heavyweight ever in John Jones in 2014 and lost, but just kept with his dream. And at 42 years of age, and this is one of those things where in the sport of mixed martial arts, you just don't see 40-plus-year-old champions. You don't see them that have been around in the game for a long time. Like you might have a professional, like a amateur wrestler that comes in at 40 years of age that's really good at amateur wrestling, and they have a great run. You know what I mean? But not somebody who's 42 that's been in the sport for 20 years. Glover Teixeira beat Jan Blachowicz in the UFC last night to become the UFC champion. That's an immigrant.
That's awesome.
That's an immigrant that couldn't get a visa to the United States.
Wow.
Had to fight, 20 plus fights in Brazil to even get another shot at the UFC. Stuck around, strung together, 6 wins. He was an underdog in a bunch of those fights, and he was an underdog yesterday. And
that's awesome.
I don't know where he, if he retires, if he keeps fighting or not, but to see that kind of perseverance and, the fight for the visa status to be able to be here in the United States and fight, and then to see him win last night was like, for all the people, like longtime fans are like, Glover Teixeira is fighting for the title. I didn't even, it's
and 40 for that sport.
Yeah, 42.
Kind of old. It's not old.
It's old in the sport,
but it's old for the sport.
Especially because, he's 40 plus fights in.
Right.
He's not, an Olympic gold medalist that started fighting at 40 and he's 10-0 and he's new in the sport.
Right.
He's been around. He's been fighting since 2002.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So
congratulations, Glover Teixeira.
That's awesome. We got 40 is kind of
40 is
That's
young in
huge.
life,
Young in life,
but
for
it's
real.
ancient in some professional sports. It's old.
Yeah. So congratulations. That's pretty badass, actually. So if you keep track or watch, and I'm sure on YouTube they should have the fight up. So go check it out. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. Hopefully we get our fights back. We get Bellator to be doing, we get back out of the pandemic, and then we can start going to events as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to events. I kind of miss the events also. Just a big shout out to Big Goose Radio, who I have.
You've got that gear
I got
on.
my gear on.
Oh, I thought it was just Big Goose Radio.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know
Big
it was...
Goose Radio. They actually sent me T-shirts this week, which I ordered my sweatshirt, which I will be wearing. Yesterday, I wore my Big Goose Radio, the Warriors colors. So, but they sent me Warriors, and what's that, Minna? Vince is on. Good morning, brother. Thank you. I've been rocking my gear all weekend long. Yesterday, I wore my Warrior colors. Today, I have my Niner shirt.
No, your Big Goose Radio shirt.
Big Goose Radio, San Francisco Night. They sent me T-shirts, so thank you so much. Go check them out. Go follow Big Goose Radio on all social media outlets. I have my shirt. I love my shirts. Thank you so much. So I have a hoodie that they sent that I purchased. Go purchase your merch. And then I got my 49er t-shirt, which I have on. And then there's a Warriors color, and Carl is a Steelers fan, so there you go.
Way too much gang colors over there on the other side of this table.
Bang, 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 Niner gang. Thank you so much, Brother Vince and Brother Manny. So it's awesome. This season, this November 20th is the Samoan Solutions 5K Turkey Trot for charity. It is back live Saturday, November 20th at Brisbane Marina, 400 Sierra Point. 8 a.m. You can register that day, 8 a.m. registration. You can check in. It is also we need you to follow Samoan Solutions Epi and Fanga. This event happens every year, and this year it's back on in person live. If you would like to be a vendor, please hit up Samoan Solutions. It's a great event. Unfortunately, we won't be there because my daughter is getting married that weekend, but we support Samoan Solutions every year, and it's a great event. Go support, go show up. And it's also, Ainga One does the warm up, which is Phil and Kiana. They do the warm up for the strollers, the runners. If you're running, if you're walking, it's a great healthy event. So
I love the event because of the community feel that it has. I mean, you go there and you see everybody, and everybody's out there. Like, you can see some events are specifically for something, right? They're for this, or this is just for our health, right? Yes. Everybody can be healthier. So to see how the community gets engaged, and some of the times I love, and maybe it's because of just the way the community comes together, but I love how when it was raining sideways, you were out there and people were still going. When it was smoky, remember when the fires were on top of us? The
fires were there.
And people were out there with masks before the COVID. They were there was a bunch of people out there with masks. Then one year they were doing construction, so they had to turn around and run the race run the walk the other direction. That's what I love about Samoan Solutions. It's like they are going to have their event, and if it's a drive-in event for the showing of Whanganui Samoa, then it's a drive-in event which we had never heard of before. Awesome. If it's a virtual event, no matter what, they continue to have the programs that the community has come to depend on. Yeah. And I just love the feel of it. You're going to see vendors. You're going to see, like you had said, like Phil and Kiana warming people up.
Yes,
and,
before it,
all the jokes that go with everybody that's there. I remember Amu came one of the years and was just lined up, sitting along the course as it started. It was just it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And if you want gear, there's apparel vendors.
Lavasa is there. And Levasa is a vendor. Mana Pacifica is there. 200 is usually there. Wayfinders sell their gear. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot more vendors out there. So go check it out. Please support your Pacifica vendors and events that are happening, and also a lot of events that Big Goose Radio has been having. Go follow their page. They have great events. Island City has been supporting a lot of Pacifica vendors, so go watch them too. Island City, Island Block Radio is doing a great job. Live Your Life or Love Your Life tour is happening now with Reno Onawai, Tanel, Rin, and just it's a great event. Please go follow them. You can get tickets at Mana. MANAENT.com. Go purchase your tickets, follow them when they come to your town. So that is a lot. There's a lot going on in our community, and you just find them support, and there you go. Did we cover everything, Mena? The Niners are playing right now, so
oh my
Mo
gosh.
is busy. Usually Mo is on watching.
Litter up our publication with that
I
kind
know.
of gang member news.
Hey, bang, bang, Niner gang.
Who y'all
There
playing
you
this week?
Who are you playing with? The Bears,
Ooh.
Chicago Bears, which is usually
there's two long time.
right.
I remember back in the 90s and the 80s, that was like the NFC Championship game. Many years was the Bears and the Niners.
Chicago Bears. Big shout out to brother Larry, who that is his team. Larry Duenas. They have the
Chelu Car
Club. So there you
He's
go.
a Bears fan.
He's a big time Bears fan. Big time. So there you go. That's who we're playing this week. I think we've covered everything. I'm not really sure. But I think we're done.
Steelers are tied with the Browns right now, 3-3.
Wow.
Yeah, that's for every other football fan that's listening.
Yeah.
Because everybody's a Steelers fan.
Yeah. So there you go. So thank you for tuning in. I think we've covered everything that we need to cover, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We paid the bills.
We paid the bills.
We went through our check-ins.
Yeah. Koviki Talk we had this week, which was awesome. We had
we didn't talk about Koviki Talk.
Yeah, we had Oli's very own Kathy Weber Bates, who was on Monday, and it was a great interview with her. So go follow our page. Go check out the interview. It is posted. Also, we had an extra episode on Wednesday with Dr. Reno Samoa.
Nothing but questions.
Which was really good. We had the community check in and answer questions. And of course, we talked about, vaccine hesitancy in the States. A lot of it was all our data and everything. It's numbers that are high in the United States. Of course, we ask you to get vaccinated on the show, and you want to debate, go ahead.
Yeah, and so if you got questions like, is the vaccine safe for my kids?
Yeah.
Why would I get my kids vaccinated? If I've already had the virus, do I need to get it again? What are the boosters for? All those kind of things. Those are all questions that are answered on that show. So some of the questions that are out there that you see on social media, you see being argued this way or that, Dr. Samoa, we just ask him straight out. These are the questions, and he answers all of them. We have a discussion about them. So questions like that kind of stuff, don't get your information from the comments section. Get them from a doctor.
And exactly that. And that's why we have doctors and community leaders and accurate data on Koviki Talk. And, it's geared towards Pacific Islanders in the United States. We get all our numbers and information pertaining to COVID-19 based on the numbers that are happening in the United States. So
in the PI, you hear data on the PI community and on Koviki Talk. It is PI data. So it's data that applies to you. It's not, hey, the vaccination rate is 62%. Well, that's the United States. Like, I want to know about the PIs, the PIs in California or the PIs in Hawaii.
I basically speak from experience. Like, I had COVID-19 and almost died from this awful disease. And so we're just trying to help people get information. We have open discussions about COVID-19. I can only talk and base my information on the data, the doctors that Pacific Islander doctors, that we get accurate information, and my experience, me and my family's experience, and the people that we've spoken to. So yeah, there you go. One more thing before we check out, our website is up and running.
Ooh, good memory. Good way to remember that.
PacificaByDesign.com. Go check out our website. We, if you want us to add some stuff on there, it's up and running. So thank you so much to, Nainoa and Mena and Nicole and Leah and our whole crew that put that together. It's really, they did a great job. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We are here every Sunday at 10 a.m. We're also, Koviki Talk is on Monday at 5 p.m. We go live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We're so grateful to everyone that's tuned in this week, and all the people that share at our website. So tune in. We'll be here. We're on Wednesday also on Dash Radio. Download the app, search Island City Media Group, and we're on 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Monday, Koviki Talk. Sunday, Faika broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Come back to Faika with us.
Love y'all.
Been really different since you left town. Your smile is all I'm missing and my head's down. Still gotta get up every day, go out and get on my grind. I'm reminiscing about us kissing in my mind on rewind. Let's throw it back to the first day. You told me to come in early, then you came late. And now I'm walking around the park just trying to